Today, I want to talk about childhood traumas and how many of you know that they have had certain childhood traumas in the past, and how many of you also recognize that it maybe can have some influence still on your business life or on your personal life. Well, my name is Els van Laken, and I help people all over the world to trust themselves, to trust life, to trust in their business or in their career path. So, what is childhood trauma? Because we did put quite a lot of loading, like a load of negative energy on the word trauma, but in every trauma there is also a gift. So, what is trauma? And how is trauma caused? Well, for one person it can be an event can be a certain trauma, and for other people it doesn't feel like a trauma. So doesn't it's really really very individual, and it's very on how you experience certain things. But what is a trauma? So I like to explain things in a very dummy proof way, because then I can understand it and I can also explain it to the rest of the world. So when a certain threat comes, it can happen that your body starts reacting. Mostly your body does react, your brain does react. But let's look at where we're coming from. The mammals, I think mammals, the zoogdieren. When you look at animals and you look, for example, at a deer, and there's a deer and there's a lion coming towards the deer. So it's coming towards the deer. And then the deer can decide, for example, to make one of her defense mechanisms. It can be that she's running, but she can also play dead. And some of you who had maybe like a very severe accident, or maybe like this almost dead experience, you know this, your body prepares to die, so that you don't feel the pain, or you feel less the pain, and you go out of your body, let's say a little bit, or you stop your body a little bit with functioning, so that it cannot feel certain things. So that's what the deer can also decide to do. So imagine that the deer says, okay, I'm just going to pretend that I'm dead, and then the lion maybe will just pass me by. So imagine, okay, you're just like, the deer is pretending that, and the lion is looking at the deer and it says, it's not very exciting to have a deer which is dead, so let's just run away and look for another deer or another something that is very tasty and alive. So imagine that the lion passes by, and at a certain moment the deer feels safe again. What the deer will do is it will start running. It will start running. It runs, and at a certain moment, when it stops, it just starts to shake it all off. Shake it, shake. It will tremble. It will shake, and then at a certain moment, it just starts eating grass again. And the thing is that most of the time, we haven't learned how to tremble, to shake it off. And then what happens with us as human beings is that the traumas, they get frozen in our body. So I'm going to give you a very tangible example. So when my daughter was 2.5 years old, a certain moment, it's really a painful situation. I didn't express it publicly yet, but I'm going to do it because it's a very clear example on how certain traumas get installed so fast by the reactions of the external world, because they do not know how to treat trauma, and we do take it most of the time too light. So I lost my daughter. She was 2.5 years old on a market at the seacoast. There was lots of people, and I was really stressed that I lost her. She was looking at like this nail polish. I told her that she couldn't get it. And so at the end, what happened is just she took a nail polish and she started running. And I remember that it was the first time that I went with her on the seacoast at the sand. So I was thinking, oh, maybe she has gone to to the seacoast. So there were already like firemen searching in the water for her. It took 20 minutes, was the longest 20 minutes of my life. Finally, we found her. And I remembered that when the police, I was talking with the police and I was like, oh, you found her. And I really started doing this trembling. And I was like, ah, and I wanted just to shake it all out. And I didn't know about all these things yet. Like I know right now, I would just continue trembling. But I was trembling. I was like, oh, so great, you found her. And so the policeman on the other side, he said, ma'am, get a hold of yourself. Your daughter is there in the combi. You have to now be there for her. What you feel is not important. You just have to be there for her. And I was like, and that's exactly when it happens, when trauma gets frozen into your body. Okay, because you're, and then if he would just have let me tremble, I would have lost lots of this trauma at that moment. So, and I would also have been able to be there more for my daughter because I would have allowed her to tremble also out, or any other reactions which would have allowed the trauma to be released. So when we don't release trauma, we get into kind of defense mechanisms and survival mechanisms. So just short. So that's the healthy part of us. The healthy part that knows that it can just tremble, and then you can have this healthy connection with other people, healthy life, healthy. But then we have also the trauma, and when we don't release the trauma, we get into survival mechanisms. And every one of you has already created defense mechanisms, survival mechanisms to survive the trauma, to not feel the pain of the trauma anymore. So just have a look for yourself. Which surviving mechanisms have you activated in your life? And maybe if you would clean up the trauma, then we clean up, or it's kind of heavy word, clean up, but if you would heal, or we would clear up the trauma, then you probably will have to do less of the survival mechanism. In the next videos, I will also talk a bit more about what the effect is on your business. I'm very curious what this video already does to you. So please don't hesitate to leave a comment, to react, or to send us a mail on hello@elsvanlaken.com. Talk to you soon, and thank you very much. And hopefully I also see you in the masterclass the 20th of October, 7:30 p.m. CEST time. All right, talk to you later. Ciao.